cannot go under a screen. Stop. There's so much room here to go over. If you go under, this is just too far under. The communication is way too late, and there's no urgency from Lugan Stort. If this player's coming over to take Troy Brown, that needs to happen now. And Lugan Stort needs to come over to Austin Reeves now. So Josh Giddey knows, well, I'll take Anthony Davis here in transition. See, there's just no urgency. The communication is coming way too late, and Josh Giddey just got back to no man's land. If you're Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here, you cannot be looking at the shot, 1. 2, you can't just be letting Anthony Davis stand here. You got to be battling for real estate, initiating contact, so you have some hope of boxing out. Like, look at this. You're not, who's boxing who out? Okay, so if you're this Thunder guard, you want to angle Austin Reeves this way. This is where you want your drop coverage, because now there's backside help for Anthony Davis's role. See, look when you let this guard come off the screen this way. Stop. There's no backside help for Anthony Davis right here. So it's nice that you get a deflection here, but it's going right to Anthony Davis. Okay, again, it's the same thing. You've got to make this guard come this way. Now you can play up towards the ball, and again, I have backside help for Anthony Davis. When you let it come this way, look at this. Lugan Stort can't step up and backside help because this player would be wide open. So it's just, of course it's an alley-oop. Cannot switch over the top here. Stop. You've got to get underneath the screener when you switch. Look, you switch over the top, so that means a backside defender's got to step up and the corner's wide open. This is off a trap. When you're carting the ball, you cannot be trying to get deflections on a pass that isn't even made. Look at this. You're leaving your feet there. Like, hey, if you get screened, you get screened. All right? Ball screen defense executes. What you can't do is this. Look at this. Look at this player feeling out a screen. Like, you're feeling out a screen that's not set, so now you're just blown by. Okay, so the Lakers are going out in transition here. So Josh Giddey's backpedaling. He's not going to be able to guard the ball. Now stop. So this player right here has got to be communicating that he's coming over here, so that this player's focus is to double the ball. Now, his doubling of the ball cannot be backpedaling also. He's got to step up and stop the ball. Josh Giddey's backpedaling, that's fine. We can't have 2 people backpedaling or a double team is worthless. And as you can see, yeah. Okay, this is a ridiculous double team. Why can't Lugan Stort just stay home so everybody else can stay home? See, Lugan Stort is coming to double unnecessarily. This player's guarding fine. So now look. Now, this player had to rotate here. This player had to rotate here. And now this is open. Like, you're not even doubling. What are you just kind of standing there? All right, again, when you box out right here, stop. First of all, you can't box out facing Anthony Davis. You got to turn your body, and you got to use the lower half of your body when you box out, because that moves Anthony Davis away from the paint. See, look at how this player's boxing out. You're using the upper half of your body. That's not moving Anthony Davis. So can't do this if you're Jalen Williams. I mean, first of all, you can already see he's not even paying attention to the ball. You cannot lean towards this screen because Anthony Davis is going to beat you the other way. If you're this Thunder big, you can get up, get in a defensive stance with your feet set. You got to stop the ball at some point. You have a backside defender right here for Anthony Davis, okay? But, I mean, you can't just look at this. You're not in a defensive stance, and all you're doing is backpedaling. So, I mean, this is a little easy, no? You're Lugan Stort, you never go up the gut anyways, because of the angle. You're giving up open threes if you do. You have to go this way. But in this situation, not only do you give up an open 3, you screen Jalen Williams from being able to guard Anthony Davis. So now when this open 3 goes up, the fact that it misses doesn't matter because Jalen Williams was unable to box out Anthony Davis because of the route you just took. Again, you got to stop the ball at some point, so I'm angling this guard here so this player can play up a little bit. He doesn't have to drop all the way because, again, now Anthony Davis is walking right into a sea of backside defenders. See, look at how far off Jalen Williams has to play because there's no backside help here for Anthony Davis. So, again, this is just a little too easy. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here, you've got to have a little bit more effort, all right? Like, if you're guarding the ball, you got to sprint over and guard the ball and say something, because Jalen Williams cannot be worried about the ball. He's guarding Anthony Davis. But look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here. Look at that effort. So Jalen Williams is worrying about the ball right now, and now the ball's in Anthony Davis's hands, and you can't guard all of a sudden. If you want to play the gaps defensively, you've got, as soon as this pass is made, you got to drop, because your feet have to be set. See, look at this Thunder player, Lugan Stort. Look at his feet. moving his feet inward. That means you're never getting back outward now. So it's just rip and go right by you, draw help, dunk. Okay, again, the effort level in transition. You have to sprint over to the ball. It is paramount that you get to the ball so this player can stay here. See, look at this effort level. That is not good enough. Now this player's got to worry about the ball. And so Schroeder's obviously open now. Okay, so the Thunder are doubling right here, right? So Josh Giddey cannot be staring at the ball. He has to be ready to rotate immediately on this pass. Like, look at this. Look at Josh Giddey. That's just, no. You can't, bad rotation. You're guarding Dennis Schroeder here. Josh Giddey does a nice job, but stop. So Dennis Schroeder's pulling his dribble back. You got to get up now. Like, you can't, by the time Dennis Schroeder turns, like, look at this. You got to be in a defensive stance right now. Look at this. Dennis Schroeder just turned. You're not in a defensive stance. Your feet aren't set. So once again, you're not going to be able to guard him. I mean, look at this. You're off balance. Okay, it's the same thing. You're guarding Schroeder here. You have, like right now, stop. As he comes back, you got to be sprinting up here because you got to be in a defensive stance by the time he turns around to face you up again. This is not enough. Look at the effort level. Not good enough. Are you in a defensive stance? Are your feet set? Not at all. So, I mean, all right, so a double team comes here. You've got to, this player's doubling. You got to play on Anthony Davis's side and force him into this double team. I mean, you just, like, this can't happen. Okay, so if this Thunder player wants to front Anthony Davis in the post, you have to have backside help. This player's got to come over. Okay, then this player, if a pass is made here, this player would have to sink down, and then you just rotate. Okay, but if you front the post without backside help, it doesn't work. When you're doubling the post, what is Giddey doing? We don't need a third defender on the ball. Get over here so this player can go over here. Because, again, now we got to rotate here. We're going to have to rotate here. And you're going to have to come here, and this player's going to have to drop here. But Giddey is in no man's land, and now the rotations are off. Hey, look at Luguentz Dort. Don't leave your feet to try and get a deflection on this pass. Look at him leave his feet right there. So now you're off balance. So now Dennis Schroeder can get you leaning one way and come the other way, and you're not going to be able to guard. I mean, again, right here, you really want to force this guard here so the drop coverage is here. So Anthony Davis, there's backside help for Anthony Davis. Now, because, first of all, this player's going to have to drop because there's no backside help when Anthony Davis rolls this way. But the other thing, this guard has got to get over this screen. I mean, you cannot just run into the screen like this. You got to be working to get over the top of it. So it's really all just not good.